Welcome to Two Queens and a Joker, My Narcissist Ex and Me. I'm Brenda.
I'm Sarah.
I am a licensed therapist and I work with survivors of narcissistic abuse solely. Sarah is also in a helping profession in the medical field.
I've been in it for about 25 years, and it's what I'm drawn to.
Well, and Sarah and I were just talking about the fact that we're both in helping professions, and I don't think that that's a coincidence given what we've experienced and just given the type of person that is prone, maybe prone's the word, to get into a relationship with somebody who's toxic, right? I firmly believe that we just let them stay too long because we want to be nice, which is sort of what we're going to talk about today. Um, Under the umbrella of the low maintenance woman. Yeah. So I wrote an article about this. I haven't posted it yet, but I've shared it with a lot of clients and it has struck a chord. So Sarah and I thought we would talk about it today because it's something we touched on briefly a while ago and recognize. I think we've known this probably for a while. Sarah and I are very similar. We've talked about Kathy, who is the other mother of a child from our mutual ex, who is no longer with us, but was also, I think, not very flashy. And Sarah and I are anything but flashy. So there's a common thread there, and I've noticed it with my clients too. So
Yeah.
what do you think, Sarah?
I totally agree. We can exchange clothes from our closet. We have this. We're not flashy. We don't need the designer. We don't need to impress anybody. Like I have clothes that are 10, 15 years old, and I still wear them. I don't care. My kids be like, "Mom, that went out like a long time ago." I'm like, "It fits me, and I like it. I don't care what other people think about my appearance." And then maybe that comes with age too, because I remember being young and caring, but I never was into I need this jacket that's $200, even though I can get it over here for $50, but it's the name brand over here.
Yes.
Never been that type of person. Used to drive me insane when we'd go mall or anywhere with the Joker, and it's always straight to name brand. This is what I'm getting, and then I'm always in clearance. Let's steer towards clearance
Yeah,
or, same style, same it could be exactly the same, just a different tag on it, and if it was cheaper,
definitely.
it was not okay.
Mm,
Couldn't understand it because I grew up and you take care of your stuff because we didn't have money,
mm.
and, you just take care of it. You don't throw it on the ground, you put it in the dirty clothes, or you hang it back up. That's
Yeah.
the way I was raised. So and don't get me wrong, I was a teenager. We all go through it.
Yeah.
I mean, you learn that this is how your stuff you're gonna so I didn't need to do the shopping thing. I don't like to do the I hate the shopping. I'll go shopping and I'll pick up 2 or 3 things, and by the time I get to the checkout, those 2 or 3 things are back on the rack because I've talked myself out of it. I'm like, "Dude, I don't need this. I have clothes." You know,
Mhm.
but when we would go with the Joker and, like, let's say that we're going school shopping for the children. Okay, never failed. Every single time, that man would be getting stuff for himself.
Of course.
Never failed. Even if okay, let's say we're going school shopping for supplies, backpacks, school, pencils, whatever. All of a sudden, he needed something.
Of
I need these 2 pens that cost $20, so when I write my reports, it's gonna look better. I'm like, "I can get you some at the 99-cent store, dude."
Yeah. Yeah. That are probably just fine. Yeah. That's ridiculous. So I love this because you and I have so many before and afters. I have the befores, you have the afters.
Yes.
It's so funny. I can remember, I don't even I remember if I was even pregnant with Ian yet. So that more than 35 years ago. I remember going shopping and I don't know why I had a little bit of extra money, probably a tax refund or something back then. I had a little bit of extra money and it was the 80s and I wanted a bomber jacket. And I may have talked about this before, but we went to like Nordstrom's or someplace fancy and I got this leather, which I would never buy now because I'm vegetarian. But then it was okay. This leather bomber jacket. And I thought it was the best thing ever. And our Joker, was criticizing me and he started calling me Trenda at that time because my name's Brenda. He called me Trenda the whole time for all of the years I knew him after that, which is so funny because it's really not who I am. I've had
Not
my
at
moments of
all.
buying fancy purses and stuff, but generally speaking, just not who I am. My wardrobe now is from Amazon.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Ross.
yeah, exactly. For anyone who doesn't know what Ross is, it's like where all the clothes go before they die, right? It's all the stuff that didn't sell somewhere else goes over to Ross. But it's affordable and they're stylish, right? Or at
Exactly.
least wearable. Yeah. But I just
I
think
like the affordable, comfortable,
yep.
that's it.
Yeah, same, same. And I'm only working from home at this point too. And now all of they're not like sweatpants, but they're like lounge pants. That's all I wear anymore. Yeah, I just want to be,
Scrubs, jeans, or sweats.
yep. Yeah. Yeah. And I wonder, some of that has to be an age thing, right? I
Oh,
would
I'm
imagine.
sure.
I mean, I think we just get to a point we just want to be comfortable.
Exactly. If I wear these jeans to the movies and I'm sitting for 2.5 hours, I'm not gonna be comfortable. So, let's go with the sweats or the leggings or the lounge pants. I'll wear lounge pants. Wait, I'll even go in pajamas. I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, it's about comfort. And if I'm doing something like the movies, absolutely. I'm barely not going to be wearing pajamas.
If you don't like me in my lounge or sweats or that's basically me dressing up because scrubs is my wardrobe. So if you don't like my leggings or my sweatpants or my lounge pants, don't come talk to me. That's all you're gonna get. There's no sundresses. There's no fancy heels. There's none of that.
No.
I think the dress I own is the one I wore to your birthday party, and that's because Isabella said you're buying it.
It's a beautiful dress.
Like, thinking about dresses makes me sweat, I'm like, 'cause it's not my comfort zone.
Yeah. See, I do wear dresses, but only because I don't wear shorts. I'm very self-conscious about my legs and I have a tattoo on the side of my calf and I don't like to show it. I don't know why. It's actually a very good, well done tattoo. I just don't like to show. Anyway, but
It's for
for
you,
me,
you don't have to show it. It's your
exactly.
tattoo, if you wanted it for yourself, that's all you need.
Thank you.
Yes.
It was for me. It was my reminder of California when I was not living in California. It was like having my little piece of home on my leg. But the dresses, though, are my cool off outfit if I have to go out or even at home. I wear them at home too. Yeah. But they're all very lightweight material.
So funny because I don't wear shorts unless I'm at home, like getting ready for bed, but
Yeah.
I will not wear shorts.
Me neither. Nope.
It's like and I go outside and it's like day glow. My legs are like fluorescent lights just glowing, and people
Mhm.
are like, oh my god, lady."
Mine too. If it weren't for the freckles, I'd have no color on my legs at all.
Mine are green. Nunu are like, "Dude, mom, your legs are so white, they're green."
Your veins are working well, giving it the glow.
Yeah, it's okay. If they don't like it, it's okay. Like, if I that I will think about. If I'm gonna go outside to get my mail, that I might put a robe on for. If I don't think I've ever maybe once, like, risked going outside.
That's funny. Yeah, I don't know if I would in shorts. I go out in my pajamas to get my mail all the time because
Exactly.
I
I
don't
mean,
care.
my hair's, like, all but I care about shorts. Nobody probably gives a rat's ass.
But you do, and that's what matters.
I
Yeah.
It's just me. It's
That's
my
so funny.
craziness.
No, honestly, I think this is the stuff that I think this is important to know about yourself, right? That this stuff is okay. Like if you want to put a robe on over your shorts to get your mail, who cares? That's
Exactly.
what's comfortable for you, right? And also, I think there's this freedom of not being with somebody who's so toxic too that you just get to do whatever the hell you want
Yes.
and not worry. It was probably something I was watching on social media, but somebody was talking about this today about like I think she was talking about post divorce and just like you don't have to, you can decorate your house how you want. You can do the holidays the way you want. You don't have to worry about what you're watching, all of that stuff. Like it's just, there's so many little things that are like big things, I think, to us. Yeah.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Everything in the house before was the way he wanted it. So, like, now that I'm buying stuff, like, my parents came to visit, my stepmom and dad came, and they're like, this feels like you." It's like before you were just like a visitor
Mm,
in your own house.
yeah.
And I mean,
That's,
we didn't have money or anything like that, but it was what he wanted, the way he wanted it, and I'm not gonna fight about it. there's so much other stuff that was fighting going on and just trying to avoid the nuke, so, yeah, whatever you
Well, and that goes back to the low maintenance part, doesn't it? Like, just reducing being quiet, making yourself smaller, don't need anything just to keep the peace,
yes.
and I mean, I do think we there's a way of just being low maintenance in life, but I think it gets, I don't know, like, confirmed maybe or something, or it just becomes more and more ingrained in you because wanting or needing something causes so much trouble.
Tiring too, being with someone that has to be on all the time. "Are you gonna wear that? You're gonna wear that out? You're gonna wear that out? What do you wear that out? Okay, store." Tiring. I don't wanna get dressed up, put makeup, put earrings on, what to go to the grocery store. I don't even wanna do that when I go to a wedding. No. Like, that I just remember being so drained because it's not who I was.
Mhm.
Trying to put this act on of, "Oh, yes, I like dresses. I like getting dressed up for myself." And he'd be like, "Well, it's for you." And I'm like, "No, it's
No,
not
it's
for me because I
no.
don't feel comfortable. My skin is literally crawling while I'm
Yeah.
in this stuff because it's not me."
Yeah. Yeah.
But you have to do it, otherwise there's a fight because he doesn't wanna go out with you in your leggings or your sweats because that just looking like this. Yeah, it brings down what people think of him, so.
Yep. Yeah. That's just so ridiculous. But it for sure with our narcissist, it is definitely how he saw the world.
Yeah.
Everything on all the time. Everyone's looking at me. I have to whatever, and like anybody cares. But I have to tell you, so my mom is very, very critical. Always has been, and now has learned to hide it a bit. Where she'll say, she asked me about my lips. The last time I saw her, she said, "Did you get your lips done?" And I'm like, No, not for a while. Like I haven't done that." Which is funny. We're talking about low maintenance, but I have gotten my lips done before. But
For
Alyssa has
you,
this.
though, you did it for you.
I did
You
it for
didn't
I
do it for
definitely
somebody else.
absolutely. I definitely do it for me. But I have Alyssa has it too, so my daughter has it too. We have this, like, this side, and hers is on the opposite side weirdly, but this side is smaller, and it's one of those things that you notice about yourself that probably nobody else would notice, but my mom noticed it, and I don't know why now she said it because it's always been like this, but she said something about that. "Did you get your lips done?" That's and then that's the response, "Oh," but I know, like, I know my mom. I know what this means. This means, "Oh, your lips look wonky, they're lopsided." That's her way of saying, but she's learned because I've put such a strong boundary, "Don't talk about my weight, don't talk about my body, don't talk," all of this. Growing up with her, it was always focused on my body because I was thin and I had a good figure and, a very flat stomach, which, I took for granted.
Think I've ever had a flat stomach.
I did until I had kids.
I've never had a I mean, maybe when I was 5, but then you get introduced to all the good food and you
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did luckily for a while until I had Alyssa, but, my mom used to comment on it all the time. But all of this to say, living under a microscope of, just, "Why don't you wear makeup? Why don't you do something with your hair? Cut your hair." I mean, constantly about my appearance. I think there's, like, a rebellion at this point in my life because I don't wear makeup, maybe some, like, chapstick with color in it or something, but that's about it. Well, I do my eyebrows because 'cause I'm self-conscious about my
That's
eyebrows.
right, you do eyebrows. I have to have the eyeliner on.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm wearing it today. It might be leftover from yesterday.
Yeah, that still works.
But yeah, I don't
Me neither, I just don't care. Also, it was always funny to me about, like, the makeup because what I would see with my mom and aunt, and this is just a generational thing, is just a lot of mascara. And this is the '80s things too, right? Just a lot of mascara that always gets clumpy and doesn't look right, and I always hated that. Also, my skin used to be really oily, so the mascara, even if I used waterproof, it would always come off. So I just thought, "Why am I doing this? I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just not interested." But I brought all of this up because of what you said about the exhaustion. I used to be, and then this is probably a teenager thing too, but I used to be, I can't leave the house unless I have makeup on or my hair is done or something, like all of that stuff. And I think it's just from being under the constant microscope of what do I look like? Because my mom was that way, very, very, very appearance focused. Is it? She still is. Yeah. She's going to love hearing this.
I think it's like for me now, like the eyeliner is like a security blanket for me. Like, my mom is lipstick. Can wear
Yeah.
nothing else but, like, lipstick or, like, a tinted chapstick. She
Mhm.
has that on, whereas
Yeah.
I have to at least have eyeliner because I think I have, like my opinion, I have droopy eyes and I have bags under my eyes. Thank God I have to wear glasses because but I that's just me. That's what makes me comfortable. I just
Yeah.
eyeliner on, and I don't do that when I'm, like, going out, but if I'm, like, going to work or, I might wear it to the movies if we go to the movies,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't have to wear it to go to the grocery store if I'm hanging out with the kids because I'm comfortable with myself, but for some reason, when I go to, like, work and that kinda stuff, I still have to put it on.
Yeah. Because it's like you said, it's a security thing for you. That with my eyebrows, it's the same thing. And especially too, as you get older, your eyebrows somehow decide that they don't want to be on your face anymore. And that's
What's with that?
I don't know. We're just lucky. I saw this woman that said all the energy that went to growing her eyebrows is now gone to growing her mustache.
Mine's the chin hair.
Oh,
I get
that's
this
fun.
stupid chin hair. And like I was talking about my vision earlier, sometimes you can't see it. So you're like sitting
Yeah.
there talking to somebody and you like do this and you go, oh man, how long has this gnarly chin hair been hanging?
Yeah. I have one lower down here that just wants to be a beard.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fun. Same thing, I can't see it without my reading glasses. So every now and then I'm like, "Oh, I wonder how long that's been there." Getting old is fun.
And nobody said anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's something to that too, though, and I think, for being a low maintenance woman, this is a blessing. You get to a certain age, you become invisible, and I know women are starting to talk about this, but there's really something to this. An example of this, so before we moved when I bought this house, we stayed at a hotel because we had moved back here from Florida, long story. We stayed at a hotel for a few days before we could move into the house and just nearby, right? And I was standing there getting ready to check in, and there was a bunch of super young people at the like, really young, like, probably barely 20, 21, something like that, at the counter, and, there was a man at the counter being helped, and I was standing kind of back waiting for them to be done for my turn, and then this other woman walks in who's much younger than me, and they go, "Can I help you?" And I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, can you see me?" This has been more common in my life since I've gotten older, and I know, like I said, I know women talk about this becoming invisible, but it's a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing for, I think, somebody who's been low maintenance and doesn't want the attention on them anyway, but sometimes you're next in line and you want to not wait for somebody who came in after you.
See, before when I was with the Joker, I would not have said anything to that woman.
Mm,
Now, I would have said, "Hi, excuse me, there's a line forms behind me."
yeah,
I would have said and not rude or anything. I would have given positive energy until negative was given.
yeah. No, I said something.
Yeah,
I
see,
Yeah,
I would have never back in the day said anything. And I'm sure it's an age thing, but not only that, it's a being away from the
yes,
Joker. Like, okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna start speaking up for myself.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a big deal of learning that it's okay to speak up for yourself, right?
Like, trying to Choo Choo's amazing at it, he's never had a problem with that.
It's I'm aware.
I tell her all the time, I said, "You are your advocate. Nobody can be there for you 100% of the time. I will try as much as I can. Your brother's gonna try as much as he can, but you are your own advocate."
Mhm.
To have self. You need to know what your self is worth to you, and you don't hide that self-worth to anybody, not a
Absolutely.
single soul, because as soon as you start that pattern, it is a long downward spiral, and that's when a narcissist can get in. That's when not even just a narcissist, just not a nice person can come in and ruin your self-worth.
Absolutely. Make it get even worse. That's so true. I hope she learns anything from us talking and from you as her mother, that is number 1 on the list.
I
Yeah.
hope so too. Because she's young, in
Yeah.
that teenage years, man. can't even that's like a fear. I would hate to go back to those years, and I feel it's more vicious than when we were because now there's the internet, there's social media, there's all this kind of stuff, and I'm just like, "You can't turn any of that off," and as soon as, like, you're recorded saying something, or there's a picture of you there, or, there's a meme about you, or it's just horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible. It is horrible. Sorry, this something just popped in my head. I've had clients tell me that their narcissistic partners have taken pictures of them in various stages of dress without them knowing it, and they find out later. And the Joker did that to me. I was getting out of the shower one time and this was before the internet, and this was before any of that. So it must have been a film camera, right? But did he ever do that to you?
So, not to get too graphic, going to have a nice evening in the bedroom,
Yes.
and don't I don't as I'm saying my daughter should have good self-worth. My self-worth is not where it's better now than where it was. So the lights have to be out,
Yeah.
closets have to be closed, everything, and I noticed that the closet wasn't closed, and he was like, "Just leave it open." I can't. I literally can't. I can't. Call me crazy. Good thing I'm crazy though, because he had a video camera up there. I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Well, just for you and me." And I'm like, "I don't need that. I don't know. No." And I said, and I was so, I, God, I was so angry. I'm like, "You didn't even ask."
Oh,
Well, we're married. I shouldn't have to ask. It's just for us. I'm like,
oh,
You
no,
still,
no.
that's an invasion of my privacy.
That's against the
Our
law.
our marriage is not for you to have on a video for that encounter that we were supposed to have.
Yeah.
I'm like, So now that rubbed me wrong for really
It should.
I can't remember how long it was a very probably close to a year before I even
I don't blame you. Yeah.
because after that, I don't have a high sex drive, but that literally put it in the toilets. Well, because it's a trust thing now. It's not even
Exactly.
having to do with my sex drive. It's a trust thing that, okay, if we're gonna do this again, how do I know you don't have now like a pin camera or something else? How do I know? How do I trust you with this? So, because I don't share information with people. I don't that you don't do that. You don't do
No.
so.
No. And there's no reason to have make there's no you don't even have to have a reason, right? That is such an invasion of privacy and literally against the law. It
And
is a
he
crime.
was mad that I was upset.
Of course he was.
And I'm
Right.
like, "Wait a second." And he's like, "Well, you should trust me. We're married and did it and the whole spiel." And I said, "It that's doesn't matter." I said, "You did something sneaky. Didn't ask, didn't get my opinion because you knew what my opinion was.
Exactly.
So you went about it and tried to do it anyway. And then when you got caught, you turned into an asshole."
Yeah. Deny?
Did he yell at you when you came out of the shower? Or
No, I
was he
don't.
able to get you?
Was he what?
Was he able to get the video of you when you came out of the shower?
It was just a snapshot. Yeah, he got me. He got my top half, but I don't remember. I remember being shocked because I got out of the shower and there he is with a camera and I'm like, "What the fuck?" You know? I think he tried to make a joke about it, but later on he showed me that he still had the picture, much later on when
See,
you
no.
2 were together.
What?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, opinions going even lower. Didn't know that was possible.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
Basically, like, it's like porn that you have no right to own. You have
Absolutely.
no consent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh, that's
It is disgusting. He had one of Kathy too, so I was never gonna tell you this, but now here we are. But it was before you had kids and and the kids came to your house and he had a box and he had pictures in it and he was sitting on the floor and I think you might have been in the other room and he opens the box and he shows me a picture of Kathy and I can't remember, I think she was undressed too. And then he showed me that picture of the shower, me coming out of the shower and I couldn't believe it that he still had it, and I didn't wanna throw a fit because of the situation, and I think that was the first time I ever met you. But I think it was, yeah. But, yeah, so, also, I cannot tell you how shocked I am to hear about the video camera in the closet because this is the second thing now that you've told me about his depravity sexually. I never other than him taking that picture, and maybe I should have realized then, but I never saw that side of him. And now I just think he was able to hide it from me.
yeah, definitely.
It just makes me wonder. It just makes me wonder now, what did he have?
Well, now I'm wondering, I'm like, "Did he take pictures and I didn't notice?"
Well, I mean, given that he had a camera in the closet, I would certainly not put that past him, and given what he did to me, and he had something of Kathy too, and I just cannot remember what it was.
My stomach's upset.
Yeah. Yeah, oh my god.
Didn't
I
think I
mean,
could
he's alr
lower
I know
feelings.
that I'm thinking the same thing. Like, you already think this person is such a fucking demon, right? And here you learn more stuff.
I had almost completely forgotten about that video camera until you had just said something.
Yeah. It's a big deal. It's a really big deal. I mean, what kind of person does that to another person, especially someone they're married to and should have respect for?
Well,
Yeah.
and, like, he knows how private I am. I mean, like, I'm not that I don't show public affection. I've never been like that. Even in my own home when people are over, no, you don't do that. You
Mhm.
And it's me. It's me. I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Not anybody else, not because I was raised that way. I just don't feel that that's correct. I'll give you a kiss. You can do the hug thing, but making out with you while there's people in our house.
Of course not.
Like,
No.
no, I'm not a teenager. You know,
Exactly.
good. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to do that to show you that I love you. You should know that I love you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm kind of floored. Yeah. He's just so much sicker than I thought he was. I thought it was but just the personality disorder, but there's I think so much more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got some issues.
Good luck to the fiance.
I know I'm not supposed to, but I hope that like, how do I word it? I hope that what has happened to us doesn't happen to her in any way
Yeah.
whatsoever. I hope that she is able to recognize the signs before we were,
Me too.
has more self-worth. But like how we started this episode, she also helps people for a living.
Course.
So I shouldn't be because it's not my problem. I feel worried for her. I do. And I shouldn't, but just because of what you went through and what I went through, and there's a pattern,
Yeah.
I would not want another person to go through that.
No, and you have empathy. So you are an empathic person. So you're going to feel for somebody in that way. I'm with you. I've never seen her. You've actually seen her and been in the same courtroom as her, right? But I feel for her too. It's just knowing what's in store for her and that she probably has her eyes tightly closed about it at this point, if she's still with him.
Because if he was on his best behavior for so long, he'd, like, let little slips go when we
Hmm.
were together, and then, later it was just no, he was just pure evil, but so, I mean, like, I believed you were the devil for so long. My god, she won't let you see your kids, you can't talk to your kids. Really?
Same, right.
Yeah,
Same thing you told me about Kathy.
yeah,
And that was not true.
yeah. I'm like, "That's just pure evil. Oh my gosh, here, let me see what I can do to help you." My god. I mean, all it would have taken was a phone call back then and went, "Hey, Brenda, what's the stitch? What's
Yeah.
going on?"
Yeah.
But no,
Yeah.
we don't do that because we
No.
fully believe in our narcissistic ex, what they tell us, and that, I don't pay the child support because, I can't see my kids and, da 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 da, and I'm like, "Eh, just because you can't see your kids doesn't make them not your responsibility."
Absolutely. Yeah, this is exactly what he told me about Kathy, but I did go over to her house. He did not like that at all. I went over there to find out what was really going on and what the truth was, and I'm sure he was still screwing her and, like, all of the things, or still, at the very least, leading her on.
So, like, in your relationship, it was you and Kathy. So, like, in mine, it's you and I.
Yes, exactly. Same exact pattern. That was the biggest aha moment of my life around him was when you've mentioned something to me many years ago about, or maybe I heard it, I can't remember if I heard it, if you said it to me or if I heard it through the grapevine, that I wasn't letting him see Ian, and nothing could have been farther from the truth. I was encouraging him to see Ian and try to be a father and, what. And it was that moment where I was like, "Oh my god, this is exactly what he told me about Kathy." And it was just the biggest aha moment, I think, of my life, probably. Yeah. But they do that, right? That's again, the playbook, it worked with the last one, I'll do it with this one.
Suckers.
Well, they're, like you said, very good at all of the games and all the manipulation, and it's reminding me too of this. So I wrote another, I've been writing a lot. I just write a lot because these ideas come in my head, and I'm like, "I need to write about this." But one of them that I wrote, was about as people get older, do they become more narcissistic? And I think yes, without a doubt, because I think a lot of people out there are thinking that they kinda get tame with age, and I think there's some perhaps, some research or at least some writing out there that says that they get tamer with age, and it's not true. It's not true. It just looks different, right? They learn how to play the victim better, which is probably why it looks tamer, but all it is a different kind of manipulation. Yeah, and we've definitely seen that with the Joker. Yeah, big
Uh,
time.
she was telling me the other day that he had run into one of the Joker's best friends growing up. And
Mm,
they were talking and, like, and this friend didn't even recognize you because it's been so long. And, um, like, basically, he went, "You're best friends with the human that brought me into this world that I have no respect for." And
yeah.
the light went on, and the friend went, "Oh." And they were talking, and basically, the friend just said, "Well, you know what? I had to cut off contact myself." He's like, "It's taken me years to acknowledge basically who this human being is." And I
Wow.
was blown away because, like, she was telling me, he's like, "Yeah, he walked in and I knew exactly who he was." So he's like, "Dude, do I know you?" And he's like, "Yes, basically, you're best friends with the guy that is my," I can't remember if he says, like, "my bio dad," or whatever, "that I don't talk to and I have no respect for." And then that's when he's like, "I don't know that person anymore. I've had to cut off contact." That was a lifelong friendship. Well, and then he, like, mentioned, he's like, "Yeah, others have done the same." I don't know who the others are, so
Well, we can guess. That's a group of that lifelong friendship. There's a few of them.
uh,
Honestly, that gives me hope.
yes, I mean, it really does because he showed his colors to others.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, maybe your little crown is shifting there."
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Because
That
I
I
was
hope
the evil one. You were the evil one. I was the evil one. How could we not help him out in his, you know, need? I mean,
whatever.
because he already sucked every ounce of me out of myself.
Mhm.
We we were there. I gave him it. I gave him everything, every ounce of my being to try to keep him, to try to maintain his humanity, his sobriety, daily living. I didn't have a husband, I had another fucking child.
Yeah.
Uh, did you get out of bed today? Did you brush your teeth today? Oh, okay, did you can you want me to call your work to call in sick for you? You're a grown ass man.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about exhausting, right? Exhausting just
It's not having a partner. It's
no.
not partner at all. And, like, he said, like, in court documents, "Well, I was the sole, bread provider," or whatever that is, and he did, and I met he made more money than I did, but the way he spent it was not on the family.
Being the sole breadwinner or provider either.
He'd go to work, and then he came home, and no, it was, I was taking the kids to practice, I was taking the kids to school, I was preparing their meals, I was doing all the laundry, I was taking care of everybody else, you know? He That's not being a good human, a good father, a good son to your dad. No, that's just you dwelling in the house, soul sucking the life out of everybody.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, absolutely. Right. And the money isn't the whole picture by a
no,
long
not at
shot.
all.
Yeah. There's so much more.
When it comes to the court, that's what he focuses on.
They all do.
That's okay. You can focus on that. That's fine.
Mhm.
Who's there for the kids? Who's always been there for the kids? Who shows up for the kids? Who doesn't
Yeah.
berate or beat the shit out of the kids? That would be me. Am I, a golden angel parent? Hell no. I make mistakes. Everybody makes
We all
mistakes.
do.
But you learn from those mistakes and you don't keep fucking doing them.
Absolutely. That's growth. Yeah.
Just got a little angry at that little point. I'm just, ugh. It's
Rightfully
disgusting.
so.
Like, about like what he did to the children
Mhm.
and the drama that he puts on now because he has no contact with my children. And I know that your children don't talk to him as well. Mine's
And
court
neither
ordered.
the 5th one. Sorry.
Yeah, it's court ordered. So I'm just like, if your older children don't speak to you and the younger children, which now are the youngest is gonna be 16, what does that tell you? You focus, learn, try to correct, try to do something different. Don't keep repeating the same thing that you did with Kathy, Brenda, and me, because now you
Mhm.
got a new supply that's gonna be there and listen to your shit and take it, and, oh my god, what a good guy. These women are just so horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. No. When you leave a trail of 3 families now behind you that won't speak to you, you have to look in the mirror. But he'll never do that.
No.
He's the victim. He will never see himself as anything other than the victim, right?
I've turned the kids away from I've turned your kids away from him somehow. I'm like, "You don't think these people have their own opinion? You don't think your children are strong enough to have their own opinion?"
He thinks that you turned my kids from
Yes.
no.
Oh, Ian and Alex and Sis. Oh, yeah. That was my doing.
Oh,
That
no,
was
no, no.
my doing.
No, 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 no. He's done all of this all by himself. He didn't need any help with that. Yeah. What a joke. What a joker.
Exactly. Well, he
Yeah.
doesn't wanna take responsibility,
No.
number 1. Doesn't wanna take responsibility. He might have to admit he's not perfect. His persona that he has is not who he is.
For sure. I was thinking about that the other day, just like how many mental hoops do you have to jump through to convince yourself when when you have a trail like this behind you that you're not the problem, you know? I mean, so yesterday being Thanksgiving, we're doing the thankful thing, right? Like, but with a little twist. And one of them was like, what growth have you kind of experienced this year that has really changed your, or what's kind of happened that's changed your perspective on things? And I was thinking about this, and it's like all the time that I thought I was doing a good job as a parent, I'm so wrong. Like, like I have made so many huge blunders as a parent. I have consistently never ever for a second stopped loving my children with my entire heart. But God, if I could go back. But it's also like just this way that I thought I was in the world that I just wasn't, where I thought I was much more, I think, thoughtful and kind and or not like him, where I thought like nobody else should do this, but it's okay if I do. Like I've had moments like that, like driving in the carpool lane because it's really close to my house and it's really easy to get on the freeway there. And it's okay. It's just for a little bit. But I'm not special. I don't deserve to be in that lane if I don't have somebody. And this is just an example, right? But that was one of my things yesterday is like, how do you go through life and not have those moments where you're reflecting and thinking, oh, I really have done some fucked up things, or not been the stellar version of myself in many situations. But I guess that's part of the personality disorder. You just keep lying to yourself, right?
I mean, I'm definitely not perfect at
Yeah,
all. I
me
mean,
neither.
I make mistakes all the time, and sad to say I make mistakes with my kids,
Same.
but I try to learn from them. I try to have open conversations with them so I don't make that same mistake again.
Yeah.
I never ever want my kids to feel like they can't come to me like they couldn't before.
Yeah.
It's to admit to myself that I my kids didn't wanna tell me the truth about what their dad was doing to them
Mm,
is is a really hard one for me, and I am so thankful they don't have that same understanding of me, that they can come and talk to me, that they know they can come and talk to me, and they can share with me what they're feeling, and I'm not gonna be upset about it, I'm not gonna be mad about it, we're gonna discuss it, we're gonna have calm, rational opinions. I mean, my opinion might be different than theirs, absolutely, but that's what makes us human. That's what makes us a family is that we can sit down and talk about them.
yeah, absolutely.
And I wanna thank you again for listening to Two Queens and a Joker. We love to hear from you guys. We love sharing our stories with you. If you have anything you would like us to say, any topics you would like us to talk about, please send it to us. And again, thank you for your time and watching our podcast.